Good day, ma'am. I am Annalyn D. Heralde from BS Criminology 3CA. For today's video, I am going to discuss to you about crime against children, cybercrime, and drugs. So first, we're going to discuss is the crime against children. Children who, by definition, require the guardianship and care for adults are among the most vulnerable and innocent victims of crimes. Crimes against children are include physical and emotional abuse, neglect and exploitation such as through child pornography or sex trafficking or minors. Karamihan sa mga batang ginagamit nila sa mga ganitong mga krimen is yung mga batang walang magulang at yung mga batang mahirap lamang. Minsan yung mga magulang pa nila yung nagtutulak sa kanilang anak upang gumawa ng krimen, upang para meron silang makain. So, kinakailangan na yung mga bata is kinakailangan na talaga nila ng mga guardian ng kanilang magulang. Kung wala naman, pwede silang dalhin sa DSWD upang sa ganun maging matiwasay ang buhay nila paglaki. Second is the cybercrime. Cybercrime, also called computer crime, cybercrimes are criminal offenses committed via internet or otherwise aided by various forms of computer. Technologies such as use of online social network to bully others or sending sexual explicit digital photo with a smartphone. Ito yung isang crime na ginagawa through internet. Meron yung mga tao na binubuli nila yung isang tao gamit yung computer, internet. Meron din yung mga kriminal na gumagamit sila ng picture ng isang, like for example, picture ng isang artista or sexing babae na pwedeng makaakit ng lalaki. Minsan, marami yung mga ni-scam, paniwalang-paniwala sila na yung kasyat nila is totoo and then nagpadala sila ng pera at sa oras na yon sila pala ay na-scam. Kaya ngayon na at lalong-lalo na sa mga kabataan ngayon, dapat na maging matalino tayo kapag computer yung pinag-uusapan upang sa ganun aware tayo kung gaano kadelikado yung computer ngayon, yung mga mababasa natin sa internet, na huwag tayong maniwala agad dahil hindi natin alam kung kailan susulpot ang mga kriminal. Dito pa ginagawa yung mga child pornography, yung minsan yung mga magulang pa nila yung nagtutulak sa kanilang anak upang ipakita yung katawan sa mga foreigner, at dito nagpapadala sila ng pera through mga minsan yung mga magulang pa yung nagtutulak sa kanilang anak, at karamihan sa mga kumakapit sa patalim is yung mga taong mahirap, walang makakain. Minsan ginagawa nila ito upang meron silang makain. We also have drugs. Drugs are chemicals that change the way a person's body works. Some drugs help you feel better, but drugs also can harm you. Meron tayong iba't ibang klase ng drugs. Meron yung drugs ng cocaine, meron din yung mga drugs na iniinom natin, like for example, yung mga biogesics, mga Solmux, yun yung mga tinatawag nating drugs. Pero yung drugs na mga ecstasy, yung mga yon is nakakasira siya sa buhay ng tao. Karamihan sa mga tao ngayon gumagamit ng drugs upang ganahan daw sila, upang makatulog, yung minsan sinasabi gumagamit ng drugs upang sa ganun hindi sila magutom. At karamihan din ngayon yung nagtitinda ng drugs kasi yung drugs sinisira niya yung utak mo at dito pwede kang mabaliw nang hindi mo nalalaman. Pwede ma-addict ka dito, pwede kang makapatay, nakakakita ka dito ng sinatawag nating hallucination.
Environmental crime can be broadly defined as illegal acts which directly harm the environment. They include illegal trade in wildlife, smuggling of ozone-depleting substances, illicit trade in hazardous waste, illegal, unregulated, and unreported fishing, and illegal logging and associated trade in stolen timber. Perceived as victimless and low on the priority list, such crimes often fail to prompt the required response from the government and the enforcement community. In reality, the impacts affect all of society. For example, illegal logging, it contributes to deforestation. Problems like flooding and is a major contributor to climate change. Like the refrigerant chemicals chlorofluorocarbon contributes to a thinning ozone layer which causes human health problems like skin cancer and cataracts. Financial crime. These concerns arise from the variety of issues because of the impact of financial crime varies in different contexts. It today is widely recognized that the prevalence of economically motivated crime in many societies is a substantial threat to development of economies and their stability. It is possible to divide financial crime into two essentially different, although closely related types of conduct. The first, there are those activities that dishonestly generate wealth for those engaged in the conduct in question. For example, the exploitation of insider information or the acquisition of another person's property by deceit will invariably be done with the intention of securing a material benefit. Alternatively, a person may engage in deceit to secure material benefit for another. The second one is there are also financial crimes that do not involve the dishonest taking of a benefit but to protect a benefit that has already been obtained or to facilitate the taking of such benefit. An example of such conduct is where some attempts to launder criminal procedures of another offense in order to place the proceeds beyond the reach of the law. Um, Firearm shall mean portable barrel weapon that expels, is designed to expel, or may be readily converted to expel a shot or a projectile by the action of explosive, excluding unique firearms or their replicas. The seizures of firearms, their parts and the components of the ammunition sometimes are connected to the seizures of other items for the purpose of establishing a relationship between the various trafficking communities and firearms. The following items are provided as a choices to choose from in a drop-down: money, drugs, prosecutors, and contraband goods.
3C-A. At ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon ay tungkol sa maritime piracy, organized crime at pharmaceutical crime. Maritime piracy, the plundering, hijacking, or detention of a ship in international waters has evolved over the countries but remain a challenge to international law. Maritime piracy, There has been number of attacks on vessels by pirates, in particular in the Gulf of Aden, Somali Basin, and Indian Ocean, that affect major shipping lines and put at risk the lives of seafarers and merchants. Seamen from all over the world, of whom hundreds are taken captive each year. Millions of dollars in ransom payments are paid to pirates. The ransom money is one of the main challenge faced by law enforcement agencies. Ang ibig sabihin ng maritime piracy ay yung mga nag-over the backwood na mga terorista, parang ganun, nag-over the backwood sa ating mga isla para kunin ang mga kayamanan nito. At kung may makuha silang mga tao, kinukuha nila ito para gawin parang kidnap for ransom. For example nito, dito sa Pilipinas, nagbibiyahe, dito sa Pilipinas, napadpad ang bangka or ang bangka ng Pilipinas sa China. Ngayon, at ang China at ang Pilipinas ay may alitan. Yung mga Pilipino na napunta dun sa lugar ng China ay kinukuha nila yung tao. Tapos, yung mga taong iyon ay ikukulong sila sa China. Pagkatapos, ang China naman sasabihin sa gobyerno ng Pilipinas na, "Oy, Pilipinas, may nakuha kaming tao nyo. Bayaran nyo sila para makuha nyo sila." Ganun ang ginagawa ng mga iba or ganun yung mga kalakaran. In Interpol response in maritime piracy, there is Interpol Maritime Piracy Task Force that focus in the three main areas to counter maritime piracy, working closely with the international community. First is that improving evidence collection. Second, facilitating data exchange. And third is building regional capabilities. Working partnership. These are the international organizations that involve in maritime piracy. United Nations, International Maritime Organization, Baltic and International Maritime Council, European Union, Europol, Eurojust, and African Union. Organized crime means vary widely from country to country. Organized networks are typically involved in many different types of criminal activities, like spanning several countries. These activities may include trafficking in human beings, trafficking in illicit goods, weapons and drugs, armed robbery, counterfeiting, and money laundering. Almost all the times, areas that we are tackled at Interpol have an organized aspect. Interpol focus on the three projects that we are set up in the response to very particular types of crime network. These are the Pink Panthers, armed jewelry robberies, AOC, Asian Organized Crime, and the last is Millennium, Eurasian Criminal Organizations, and each of which comes with unique set of challenge. This project facilitate cooperation among our member country and stimulate the exchange of information between all national and international enforcement bodies. Pag sinabi nating Pink Panthers, ito yung mga armed jewelry robberies. At AOC naman ay Asian Organized Crime. At ang Millennium ay Eurasian Criminal Organization. In organized crime, it aims within this project. They provide professional and technical expertise. Second, collect analysis and disseminate relevant police data. The third, coordinate international investigations. And the fourth, identify, establish, and maintain contact with aspects in the field. And the last, publish manual, handbook, and report for investigation. Let's now move on in the pharmaceutical crime, a major threat to public health. This crime involves the manufacture, trade, and distribution of fake, stolen, or illicit medicine and medical devices. Ang pharmaceutical crime ay ito yung mga nagbebenta ng mga peking gamot at mga peking medisina o peking gamot sa commercial or sa public. Ginagawa nila itong business para sila ay kumita. Ginagawa ng mga masasamang masasamang tao para sila ay kumita. Inepeke nila mga gamot para mas kumita sila ng marami. It encompasses the counterfeiting and falsification of medical products, their packaging and associated documents, as well as theft, fraud, illicit diversion, smuggling, trafficking, and illegal trade of medical products and money laundering. Illicit good can contain the wrong dose of active ingredients, or none at all, or the divert ingredients at worst can result in heart attacks, coma, or death. So ayun guys, nalaman natin pag nag-take tayo ng mga gamot na peke, pwede tayong magkaroon ng heart attack or pwede tayong makoma at pwede natin itong ikamatay. Kaya naman, para maiwasan para maiwasan ng o makabili ng mga peking gamot, pumunta tayo sa mga butikan na alam natin na legit yung mga tinitinda nilang mga produkto. Kaya na, para maiwasan natin na mabudol-budol or para maiwasan natin magkakaroon ng heart attack at magkasakit pa tayo. The fight against counterfeiting medicine is crucial in order to ensure the quality of product in circumstance and protect public health on the global scale. Ang ginagawa ng gobyerno ngayon ay nilalabanan nila ang mga ang ibig sabihin nito, para malabanan ang paglaganap ng peking gamot ay sinisigurado ng mga nag-properties nito na legit yung mga tinitinda nila para hindi sila makasuhan or hindi sila makaviolate ng isang krimen. The increasing relevance of counterfeit and illicit food has been pounded by the rise of internet trade where they can brought easily, cheaply, and without a prescription. Ang ibig sabihin nito, may mga tao kasi ngayon na bumibili sa online. Hindi naman natin nilalahat, pero kadalasan may mga taong bumibili sa online na hindi nila alam kung saan galing or saan nagmula ang mga binibili nila, or legit ba ito or hindi. Kaya naman, dahil mura ito, hindi ko naman ito nilalat guys. Alam nilang mura ito, dito sila bumibili. Kahit hindi nila alam kung saan ito nagmula. At dahil dito, nalalagay sa peligro ang kanilang health or kanilang yung kanilang kalusugan. Nagtitiwala sila sa mura. Mura nga, pero nalalagay naman sa alanganin ang iyong kalusugan. Mas maganda sa mahal, dun sa mahal, nakakasigurado tayong totoo ang ating binibili kaysa naman sa mura na hindi naman tayo sigurado kung saan ito nagmula. It is impossible to quantify the extent of the problem, but in some areas of Asia, Africa, and Latin America, counterfeit medicine goods can form up to 30% of the market. Kalain nyo yun, 30% ang nakukuha ng mga taong nagbebenta ng peking gamot. The problem of organized crime. The problem of organized crime, the huge profit to be made through pharmaceutical crime, they operate across national borders in activities that includes the import, export, manufacture, and distribution of counterfeit and illicit medicine. Interpol response. This major problem in three main ways. Interpol response, there is three major problems that we will tackle. Coordinating operations in the field of dispute in transnational criminal network. Delivering training in order to build the skill and knowledge of all those agencies involved in the fight against pharmaceutical crime. Building partnership across a variety of sectors. So ayun guys, natakin natin ang maritime piracy, organized crime at pharmaceutical crime. Sana may natutunan kayo sa aking discussion. Thank you for watching.
Hello guys, I'm Richard Martinez from Crim 3C Alpha, and for today's video, I'm going to discuss to you the terrorism, trafficking in human beings, and trafficking in illicit goods. So let's start with terrorism. Terorismo. Ano nga ba ang terorismo? Sa pagkaunawa ng marami, ito ay ang mga karahasang inaasik ng mga tinatawag na Islamic fundamentalist, tulad ng ginawang pagbomba ng tauhan ng Al-Qaeda network sa Twin Towers sa New York noong September 11, 2001. Sa Pilipinas, higit pa riyan ang terorismo. Hindi lamang ang Abu Sayyaf ang naghasik ng terorismo sa bansa. Ang paglaganap ng droga, kidnapping at iba pang mga buktot na krimen ay matatawag ding terorismo. Ang kahulugan ng terror ay sindak. Ang terorismo o panliligalig ay ang paggamit ng dahas bilang anyo ng pagpili. Sa kasalukuyan, walang pinagkakasunduan ng iisang definisyon ng salita. Ang mga taong mga nagsasagawa ng terorismo ay tinatawag na mga terorista. Mga manliligalig o mga mapanligalig, subalit maaaring ilarawan ang terorismo bilang isang sistematiko o masistemang paggamit ng pananakot o paninindak upang makamit ang mga layunin. So, yun yung terorismo. Is human trafficking in human beings. So, ano nga ba ito? Human trafficking ay tinatawag din itong slave trading. Dahil ang mga taong gumagawa nito na tinatawag na traffickers ay bumibili ng mga bata at babae sa iba't ibang lugar. Ito ang illegal na pangangalakal ng mga tao para sa forced labor, sexual exploitation, at human slavery. 79% ang bilang ng mga biktima ng sexual exploitation. 18% naman sa forced labor at 20% ang bilang ng mga batang biktima. Libo-libo ang mga biktima ng human trafficking sa Pilipinas taon-taon. Pero ano nga ba ang sitwasyon ang pagpapalala ng human trafficking? Karam- Karamihan sa biktima ay mahirap, kapos sa edukasyon, walang trabaho, at desperadong naghahanap ng pagkakataong mangibang bansa. Karamihan ng nabibiktima ng illegal recruiters ay ipinapadala sa mga bansang ipinagbabawal ang mga Pinoy. So, yun yung trafficking in human being. And the last one is trafficking in illicit goods. Trafficking in illicit goods with a combination of high profits and low penalties resulting from a greater social tolerance compared to other crimes. The illicit trafficking of counterfeit goods is an tolerance money-making avenue for organized criminal groups. In some instances, the illicit trafficking of counterfeit goods is more profitable than other illegal activities, such as the trafficking and sale of narcotic drugs, people, and weapons. Yet, while the illicit trafficking of counterfeit goods is often perceived as a lesser crime, the consequences can be quite serious, with the cost going for beyond just the illegal copying of products. So, yun yung trafficking in illicit goods.
I am Patrice Maytunak from Criminology 3C-A, and for today's video I will discuss to you the vehicle of crime, work of arts, and corruption. So let's start. Vehicle crime is the orchestrated theft of motor vehicles. Though a financial consequences for insurance firms is of immediate concern to the individual purchaser, is detrimental to the image of can manufacturers, and in most cases related to other organized crime or activities. Work of art. It is with a large organized crime units, there is lucrative black market in cultural property. This was followed by large organized crime units, illicit trade and selling of cultural items that are part of the heritage, culture, and identity of a nation. Crimes against cultural heritage do not only target artifacts, they also accuse persons and societies on cultural grounds. And last is corruption. If it possible to disrupt the democratic, social, and economic cohesion, and eventually endanger the protection and welfare of a society as a whole. The consequences of corruption are not feasible. Corruption provides a breeding group for organized criminal behaviors, including terrorism, as a criminal are held in their illicit actions by the involvement of crooked public affairs or officials. Systematic corruption in the Philippines, grafts and bribery, embezzlement are included in the means of corruption.